Hello, today we're on the Allegheny River Trail and we're in Rockland Township of Venango County, Pennsylvania. And we're close to the Rockland Tunnel, but we're also near Shull Run. And Shull Run has a bridge. Well, actually, it's not a bridge, it's a culvert because a bridge is something that's 20 foot longer or so by federal standards. But here we're coming on to Shull Run, and here we're looking up Shull Run and we're looking down Shull Run, and underneath us is a culvert. And we'll continue on down to the culvert. And this is a road that we're traveling on, not only a trail, but a road for local residents. This is our only access, and also to campers that have camps down along the Allegheny River, which is straight ahead of us. So we're making our way down to the to the culvert. And as I said, this is close to Rockland Tunnel, and we'll also point out where we want to put a ADA parking, ADA compliant parking area close to the tunnel. But here we're coming up to the closed spandrel arch, and here we can see it right now, and we're looking going upstream right now. We'll take a quick view looking downstream, and we'll see an old bridge that was built by the railroad in the 1860s, and then when they built the tunnel they also built a new bridge or culvert that is our subject today. And here it is right here. It's a closed spandrel arch. It was built around 1915, and you can see it's not quite 20 feet wide, but it is high enough and wide enough for us to travel through it. So this end, other than the graffiti, is in pretty good shape, but as we look at the other end, and we'll look at it closer, you can see that part of the buttress has been has separated from the rest of it and dropped away from it. And this was caused by erosion. The water had undercut the buttress, and the buttress eventually fell away from the rest of it, and it is compromising the strength and integrity of the crossing. And there you see a better look of it, of how massive it is. One big piece, it actually looks like a big rock that fell away, but it is concrete, and you can see that the water was undercutting it. Here's another view a little bit more upstream, and we'll take a couple more views of it. But as you look at this, you'll see that there is a lot of rock everywhere, and this is because this is at where a gradient changes from a 400 foot elevation drop over less than a mile to the flatness as it comes close to the Allegheny River. So a lot of the velocity decreased right in this area, and that's why we end up with a lot of stones. Here you're seeing again the where the culvert fell away, but here you're also seeing the stones that have been deposited as the velocity of water slowed and it can no longer push it forward. So we'll take one last look at this before we start to go underneath the culvert again. But you can see there's very little water that's flowing through here right now. This changes in the wintertime and hard storms as there's a snow melt and water runs down off the steep hillside that comes down to the Allegheny River. So we're traveling downstream Shull Run, and we take one more look at the buttress that has separated, and we're now going underneath the within the culvert actually, and underneath the trail, and we'll make our way back to the trail. And as I mentioned before, we do plan to put a ADA parking area. One last look here at the closed spandrel. We do plan to put a ADA compliant parking area next to the trail, and we want to put it there because it's much closer to the tunnel. Currently there's not a ADA compliant parking area, and we'd like to put it straight ahead there, sort of on the right hand side, so that it's very close to the tunnel. And at the tunnel, we do have a trail counter, so we're counting the trail users of the area that come in to see the Rockland Tunnel and actually use the trail for active transportation and recreation. We're traveling back towards on top of the arch. We're close to it now, but soon we'll span up a little bit and you'll see my red truck where the current parking area is. And there is no ADA compliant parking area there, but you can see that it's quite a distance from the tunnel. So we're going to make it a lot closer. We'll take one last look up the Shull Run that we're on top of the trail or top of the arch right now, so you see one last look of it. So if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to call Steffi Trail Connections. The number is 724-859-4346. Thank you very much.